there, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. So today's tutorial is going to be an eyebrow tutorial. If you like to see how I got my brows from this to this, then please keep on watching. So you're going to need a brow pencil, brow gel, spoolie, angled brush, flat brush, 2 shades of concealer, beauty blender, and setting powder. So you can see that I'm brushing my brow hairs upwards. This is just so that the brow hairs can stand straight. Dimensions are everything when drawing your brows. Your brow should start right about there, then proceed to have an arc right about there, and then the tail should just be at the corner of your eyes like so. Like you can see, I'm going in with a lighter shade of concealer and I'm just patting that over my brows. I usually do this because I feel like it helps the end result of the brows to look more natural. I'm blending that out with my flat brush like so, and then I'm going to go in with this beauty blender and blend everything into my skin, guys. Blending is key. You want to blend, like blend till your hand hurts. That's literally how you're gonna blend, because we don't want any harsh lines. Harsh lines are very unsexy. Yes, I said it. Anyways, I'm gonna set it with my setting powder at this point, and I'm just using not too much, just enough to make the concealer not to crease, and then I'm gonna blend that out as well, because we don't want chunks of powder on our beautiful brows at the end of the day. Then I'm gonna brush my brow hairs upwards like so. You're gonna see me doing this a couple of times. Really, brushing brows in an upward direction is everything, because you don't want the brows to collapse and look unsexy. Sexy brows are very key. So I'm lining the brows following my hairline using this pencil. Now you're going to take your time, guys. No one is rushing you. The aim is to do this as neatly and as precisely as you can, guys. Just follow the measurements that we spoke about earlier and you will be fine. Anyways, I'm going to do the exact same thing I did on the bottom on top. As you can see, I'm literally following my hairline and I'm using gentle short strokes. I'm not drawing a line, I'm just using gentle short strokes, because that is what is most important if you want to have a hair-like effect at the end of the day. You'll have something like this. I usually call it a skeleton, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the exact same thing on the other brow. Before we go far in this tutorial, guys, have you clicked the subscribe button? Like, are you subscribed to this channel, baby girl? I just need to know. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and hit the like button down below to let me know that you enjoyed it. All right, as you can see, I'm brushing my brow hairs again because I don't want collapsed brows. I want brows that look somewhat natural. Like you can probably tell, I don't have brow hairs at the tail of my brow, so I'm using my brow pencil to fill that part in first, and then I'm going into the brows with gentle feather-like strokes like so. You can see that it's barely imprinting thickly. It's just like showing, but not that much, showing that I have some pencil there, and I'm gonna go and brush everything in together, because like we said, blending is key. You can see how that automatically makes everything look smooth and seamless. I usually brush the front of my brows outwards like so, and then I go ahead to brush it upwards again like so. This is just because I feel like it helps my brows to look more natural. Okay, I'm going to go in now and fill in the areas that were not properly filled in before, and then I'm going to replicate the exact same thing I did on the previous brow on this brow, following the same procedures and steps that I took before, just so that we can achieve something similar, because like you know, brows are supposed to be sisters, and you may get them to look like twins occasionally, but the idea is for them to look very similar. Don't want one brow looking really pretty and the other brow looking ugly. Nah fam, we want both of them to look as beautiful and as identical as they possibly can. Next, I'm going to go in with the lighter shade of concealer and put that right at the arc of my brows. The reason I'm concentrating it on the arc is because that's the area that light would hit, and I'm trying to create like a highlight effect on the arc of my brows. So I'm just going to put that right there, and then I'm trying to avoid putting too much product directly beside my brow, because that would be a problem to blend. So I'm just going to put that on the brow bone and then drag the remainder upwards to my brows, like you can see me doing there. Next, I'm going to go in with the concealer that is like my skin tone, and I'm using that at the beginning of my brows, like you can see, and at the end of my brows. I usually do this because I like the concealer to blend in with my natural skin tone, just so that there is no harsh line or halo effect or none of that. I want everything to look as natural and as seamless as possible. And at the end of the day, with beauty, everything is ingredients, so you want to maintain the gradient and avoid any harsh or sharp transitions that are not necessary. I'm extending the concealer in front to join the other one to form like a unibrow, just so that I'm sure that the two brows are on the same level. I usually do this and it helps me to make sure that I don't have one brow higher than the other. And as you can see, I'm blending in the concealer on my brow bone now, and blending is key, guys. You don't want a lump or a lot of concealer on your brow bone. That is not beautiful. What makes beautiful makeup is blending, so you just want to keep blending till the concealer and all the harsh lines disappear. So that's what I'm doing here. To conceal the top of the brows, I'm using a concealer that is like my skin tone, the same one I used to conceal the front of the brows. That's what I'm using on top. This is because I don't want a halo effect. You know when sometimes people do their brows and it looks like the brows are in the middle of two light things? No, I don't want that. I want it to blend in with my skin tone on my forehead, so that's what I'm doing that. Now I'm just using a flat brush to blend in that concealer and blend it into my forehead, so that by the time I wear my foundation, I won't have any difficulties blending the concealer around my brows. And that's what I'm doing there, basically trying to blend everything into my skin so that by the time the foundation comes on, everything will look as seamless as possible. Then I'm going with my pencil, because as I was blending, I mistakenly blended a part of my brows, and that's okay. You can just easily go back and replace the area that was blended, and that's what I'm doing here, like you can see. So next I'm going to remove that unibrow that I created before, and I'm just doing that by blending out that area. As you can see, just literally what I'm doing in the video, that's how I get to remove the unibrow. And then I'm measuring the brows to be sure that they are both on the same level, and further blending out that unibrow. Then I take my brush and blend the beginning of the brows again, just so that it has a very faint effect. I don't want the pencil at the beginning to be as thick as the pencil towards the end of the brows. And then I'm going in with my brow gel. This one is by Blot Cosmetics, and then I'm using that to further brush my brows upwards again, just so that they stay upwards and in place like I want them to be, because that's how you get natural looking brows at the end of the day. At this point, I'm just using the remaining concealer to blend on my eyelid, because I'm trying to create a base for my shadow. This is what I usually do, because I normally use concealer to prime my lids for my shadow, and that's what I'm doing. I'm using my beauty blender to blend, to make sure that everything is neat and smooth. Next step for me would be to set my concealer with powder, because we know that if you don't set concealer with powder, it's going to crease, and this concealer is acting as a base for my shadow, and I do not want my shadow to crease, baby girl. No one wants creased eyeshadow, okay? So that is it for this tutorial, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you aren't already subscribed, and leave a comment down below. I'll catch you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.